Hello, hi, my name is Johanna Nan. The topic that I choose is understanding suicide. This topic could be very sensitive, but it's also to raise awareness. The reason why I chose this topic is because suicide rate is rapidly increasing over the years due to the mental crisis that we face today. According to CDC, 49,476 people died from suicide in the year of 2022, ranking it 11 on the cause of death. Suicidal thoughts. Suicide is usually not an act of hostility or revenge. People, especially older adults, may choose death as an alternative to current or future suffering, a way to switch off unbearable pain and relieve a persistent burden on family members. Suicidal urges typically arise when people feel like they don't belong or are a burden to others, when they feel trapped by the inescapable situation, or when they feel incapable of experiencing joy. About 47,000 Americans a year die by suicide. Half is that with gun. Poison and drug overdose account about 80% of suicide attempts, but only 14% of suicide fatalities. States with high guns ownership and weaker gun safety law are states with heights of suicide rates. Although U.S. gun owners think it's safer to have a gun at home, but it makes one less safe because it substantially increases the odds of a family member dying by suicide or homicide. These are the factors that increase the risk of suicide. There's a couple of them, but these are the ones that I found interesting. Racial differences. Within the United States, whites and Native Americans die by suicide roughly twice as often as Black, Hispanic, and Asians. Gender differences. Women and girls are more likely than men to consider attempt suicide, but worldwide men are twice as likely to actually die by suicide. Trait differences. Those with the obsessive compulsive disorder are a higher risk of depression, thereby increasing their risk of suicide. Suicidal thoughts may also increase when perfectionist people feel driven to reach a goal or a standard to become thin or straight or rich and they find it unattainable. Other group differences. Suicide rates are much higher among the rich and the non-religious and the unmarried. Gay, transgender, and gender non-conforming youth facing unsupportive environment, including family or peer rejection, are also at increased risk of attempting suicide. Day of the week and seasonal differences. Research found that negative emotions tend to go up in the midweek, but surprisingly, 24% of US suicide occur on a Wednesday. Suicide rates are highest in the month of April and May and not over the winter holiday as everybody think or believe. How can we help? We could help by recognizing the sign. In hindsight, family and friends may recall the sign that they believe should have forewarned them. For example, robo hits. Direct or indirect statements about wanting to die or end their life, expressing feelings of hopelessness or worthlessness, giving possession away, giving belongings, or making arrangement, updating a will. A sudden change of mood, withdrawing from friends, family, and social activities, increase of drug use and alcohol consumption, withdrawal and preoccupation with death. Preoccupation with death means an unusual fascinating with death, dying, or self-harm. You could also listen and empathize. Be a supportive listener. Create a safe and non-judgmental space for the person to express their thoughts and feelings. You could connect the person with the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The number is 1-800-273-8255. You could protect someone who appears at immediate risk by seeking help from a doctor. You could go with them to the nearest hospital or call 911. It's better to share a secret than to attend a funeral. Research. Researchers continue to try to solve the suicide puzzle. They're using app that harvests phone data. One investigate team is seeking to predict suicide risk by studying teen volunteer tones of voice, language, photo, music, choice, and sleep disturbances. Other research teams are developing suicide predicting AI from psychological assessment, health records, or social media posts. Why is this topic important? The topic of suicide is important because it's a public health concern that affects individuals, family, and communities. Understanding and addressing suicide is crucial for several reasons. One, for prevention. By raising awareness about suicide, we could educate people about the risk factor, the warning sign, and available support resources. Two, the mental health awareness. Discussing suicide helps break the stigma surrounding mental health. Encourage open conversation about emotion, mental well-being, and seeking help when needed. Research and policy. Addressing the topic of suicide helps drive research efforts and inform policy decisions. It allows for better understanding of the underlying factor contributing to suicide rates and the development of effective prevention strategies. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time. Goodbye.